In this tutorial, we'll build this simple and beautiful WordPress website from scratch. I'll explain everything in plain language and guide you through every stage, from choosing web hosting to customizing the design. Timestamps, as always, are below. Let's dive in. WordPress.org and WordPress.com. Let's start with something that often confuses people. WordPress.org and WordPress.com. What's the difference and which one should you choose? At first glance, they seem like they're the same thing, but actually, they are two completely different platforms. WordPress.com is a ready-made solution. You can sign up, pick a template, and start building your site. It's convenient and fast. But here's the catch. With the free plan, you cannot install plugins, change themes, or connect your own domain. Everything is limited until you start paying. WordPress.org is an open-source alternative. You get WordPress for free with full control over it. Theoretically, you could just go to the site, download WordPress, buy hosting, upload everything manually, and set up your site. Sounds like opening a spaceship control panel just to write a blog post? Don't worry, there's an easier way. The thing is, most popular hosting providers, including the one we're using in this video, let you install WordPress with just a couple of clicks. No downloads or manual setup needed. That's exactly what we're going to do in this lesson. Web hosting and domain. When you visit a website, you're connecting to a server, a powerful computer where that site is stored. You can rent such a computer from a hosting provider or try to run everything at home. Theoretically, yes, you could turn an old laptop into a server, connect it to the internet, and keep it running 24/7. But as soon as the power goes out or the Wi-Fi freezes, the site will become unavailable immediately. Hosting providers are much more reliable. If one server goes down, your site automatically moves to another. You won't even notice. Hosting is like the foundation. You don't see it, but nothing would stand without it. In this video, we'll use Hostinger for two reasons. First, it's the most affordable option. Second, it's beginner-friendly. Everything is intuitive, no extra steps. If you want to follow along, just click the link in the description. There, you can get 4 months of hosting for $2.99. Plus, you'll be supporting this channel. Fair deal. Let's get to it. Click Claim Deal and you will land on the pricing page. There are 3 plans: Premium, Business, and Cloud Startup. If your budget allows, I recommend Business. Why? First, because it has a built-in CDN. That's a thing that makes your site faster. For example, if your site is hosted on a server in the US and someone visits it from Tokyo, they have to wait for the data to travel halfway around the world. You've probably experienced slow loading sites like that. Everything lags, and you just close the tab. CDN solves this problem. Hostinger stores copies of your site on servers all over the world, so your page loads from the nearest server, and everything works instantly. Fast, convenient, no lost visitors. Second, the business plan includes more AI-powered features from Hostinger. It can generate images, write text or even blog posts, set up SEO so Google can find your site, and even fix some errors automatically. Click Choose Plan. Now, an important note. By default, the 48-month plan is selected, and that's actually the best deal. You pay less, get more, plus a free domain and no setup fees. But if you don't want to commit for 4 years right away, that's okay. You can pick a monthly plan. Yes, it's a bit more expensive. There's a $5 setup fee and you pay for the domain separately, but it gives you time to see if Hostinger is right for you. In this video, I'll show you the process using a business called Nordic Attire. In the domain search box, I type Nordic Attire. Unfortunately, the .com is already taken, but no worries, I pick nordicattire.store. It's cheaper and it sounds decent enough. Quick tip, if you have a serious project and expect a lot of traffic, better choose something like .com, .net, or .io. They cost more, but look more professional. Once you decide on a domain, click Continue. Now, you need to create a Hostinger account. Just enter your email and password or sign in with Google. I'll log in with my Google accounts. Next, choose your payment method. Enter the details and hit Submit Secure Payment. After payment, you'll be redirected to a short survey. For now, just click Hostinger at the top and choose Leave. We'll come back to this later. Done. Account created, subscription active. Let's move on. Register your domain and install WordPress. The best part is coming up. How to register a domain name. A domain is your website's address. Just like a home address lets the delivery guy find you to bring pizza, a domain helps people find your service on the internet. For example, google.com, youtube.com. You can name your site after your brand or your own name. The key is to pick a name that's memorable and available. Okay, now let's register it. This step might be a little different depending on which plan you picked. If you, like me, choose the monthly plan, you pick your domain right when you sign up. So your dashboard might say something like, you haven't finished registering your domain yet. If you picked the yearly or 4-year plan, the button will say claim domain, and you'll need to choose your domain name separately. I click setup and move on to the next step. Hostinger will ask you what you're registering the domain for, a personal website or a business. Since I'm creating a company site, I pick the business option and hit next step. Now you fill in your contact details. It's simple. First name, last name, country, and so on. Enter them, then click Finish Registration. Hostinger will start processing your request. Usually it takes anywhere from a few seconds to a couple of minutes. But here's an important point. To keep your domain working, you need to verify your email within 14 days. Click Continue. Hostinger will offer you to either build your site manually or use their AI builder called Horizon. For now, click Skip to go to the control panel. At this stage, the most important thing is to verify your email. Open your inbox. Look for an email with the subject Verify your email address to use your domain. Open it and click the Confirmation button. A new tab will open, showing a message that verification was successful. Click Continue to Home and go back to the Hostinger panel. Go to the Domains tab, and you will see your domain is now active. Done. Your domain is registered and working. Now, the fun part, installing WordPress and launching your site. Let's go. How to install WordPress. On the main dashboard, you'll see the last item on your to-do list. Continue creating or migrating a website. Click Start Over. This is just a form we skipped after payments. Now you'll be asked a couple of questions. Who will be using the site? Choose myself or my business. Next, an important step. You need to create an admin account for WordPress. Pick the admin panel language, enter your email, and set a password. I'll let the system generate a password for me. Be sure to remember your email and password. You'll need them to log into the admin panel. If you forget, no worries. I'll show you later how to recover access. Then, the system will offer to create a site using AI. Choose from ready-made sites, or start with a blank template. I choose a blank site. It's the best way to explain how everything works without extra confusion. Next, select your domain. You can pick the domain you already bought or use a temporary one. I'll choose a domain I bought beforehand. At the next step, pick the data center. This is the physical location where your site will be hosted. It's best to choose one closer to your audience, but since we have a free CDN enabled, it's not that critical. I'll pick the data center in North Carolina, USA, a centrally located server. Now, click the Install WordPress button. After a while, the system will finish installing and redirect you to the site's admin panel. Let me show you a few ways to log into the admin panel if you're not redirected automatically. Method number 1. Open a new tab. Type your site's address, for example, nordicattire.store, and add /WP admin. Press enter, enter your email and password, check Remember Me, and click Login. Be sure to allow your browser to save your login info. If you forget your password, click Lost Your Password and follow the instructions. Method number 2. Log into your Hostinger accounts. Open the Websites tab. Find your site and click WP Admin. You'll be redirected to the admin panel. Quick cleanup in the WordPress dashboard. Okay, we're in the WordPress admin area. Before I give you a tour of the dashboard, let's tidy things up a bit. First, let's remove unnecessary plugins. Click on Plugins. Check the box at the top to select all. From the drop-down menu called Bulk Actions, choose Deactivate. It's like unplugging a device before throwing it away. Confirm. Now, select All again and choose Delete. Confirm once more. Why do it this way? If you delete a plugin while it's still active, it might leave junk behind or even break something in the system. So the rule is simple. Deactivate first, then delete. Next, let's clean up the dashboard. Go to Dashboard. Close the Welcome panel. In the top right corner, click Screen Options and leave only at a glance checked. Uncheck everything else. Now let's delete the sample posts and pages. Go to Posts. Usually there's a sample post, hover over it, and click Trash. Do the same in Pages. Delete the unnecessary sample page. Done. The quick cleanup is finished. Now we have a clean dashboard and it's easier to figure out what's what. Not too hard, right? Now let's take a little break from practice and talk about themes, templates, and plugins. What are themes, templates, and plugins? Imagine you just bought a new phone. It already comes with a default look. The icons, fonts, colors, and shadows are all set. But chances are you'll want to make it your own. So you open the settings, pick a theme you like, and suddenly the icons, colors, and even the whole vibe of the interface change. A theme in WordPress is like changing the theme on your phone. You switch it, and everything transforms. Icons look different, fonts get thicker or thinner, the background gets lighter or darker. The content doesn't disappear. All your apps and files stay where they are. It's just a new skin, the site's appearance, and style. You can change your theme anytime, but it's best to do it at the very beginning so you don't break an already customized design. A template is like the starter app pack on a new phone. You turn it on, and there's already a calendar, camera, notes, music. Everything's ready to use. You just adjust it to your liking. In WordPress, a template does the same. It adds ready-made pages like Home, About Us, Shop, Contacts. These pages come with structure, placeholder text, and images. Your job is to replace them with your own content, and your site is ready to go. A plugin is like an additional app on your phone. The basic functions are there: camera, calls, browser. But if you want to track steps, edit photos, or listen to podcasts, you install a separate app. In WordPress, plugins add new features: a shopping cart, contact form, SEO tools, spam protection, and much more. All this installs in a couple of clicks, no coding needed. Apps make your phone smarter, plugins make your site more powerful. Now that you know the difference between a theme, a template, and a plugin, let's get back to the admin panel. Getting to know the WordPress admin panel. Right now, we're in the WordPress admin panel. It's like the main control center for your site. Here, you can create pages, add images, change the design, and customize everything to your liking. Let's run through the main menu items on the left. Dashboard, the main console. Here, WordPress shows an overview, updates, news, quick links. It's like your phone's home screen. Posts, the section for blog posts or news. Everything that's written as articles gets created here. Media, the library of all uploaded files, images, videos, documents. Everything's stored in one place. Pages, for creating standalone pages like About Us or Contacts. These are usually static and don't change daily. Comments, manage visitor comments. Approve, delete, reply. Appearance, the look and feel section. Here you choose themes, customize menus, and widgets. Plugins, extra features for your site. You can install SEO tools, forms, analytics, and much more. Users, the list of people with access to the site. You can add admins, editors, or authors here. Tools, useful tools like import, export, diagnostics. No need to touch this at the start. Settings, general site settings, site name, language, date format, permalink structure. Now, let's look at the top black bar. WordPress logo, menu with documentation and help. Site name, clicking it opens your site's homepage. Comments icon, quick access to new comments. New, button for quickly creating a post, page, or media file. Profile on the right. Here, you can log out or edit your profile. That's it. Now you won't get lost in the admin panel. And in the next steps, we'll use these menu items in practice. Installing a theme. Let's start by installing a theme for your site. In the admin sidebar, find Appearance and click on it. You'll see a page with themes that are already installed. Usually, there are 3, and 1 is active by default. Click Add Theme. A large theme library will open. There are hundreds of options here. You can browse and pick any later. In the search box, type Astra. Click Install. Wait a few seconds. As soon as the button changes to Activate, click it. Done. Astra is now active. To keep your dashboard tidy, let's delete the extra themes. Hover over the theme you don't need, click Theme Details, at the bottom, click Delete. Then confirm. Repeat this for the other unwanted themes. Now we have only one theme left, Astra. Note, after activating the theme, a new menu item called Astra will appear in the sidebar. Many themes and plugins add their own settings here for quick access. Installing the Super Blank plugin. Got the theme installed? Great. Now let's move on to the template. Look, there's no shortage of templates for WordPress. Tons online. Paid ones, free ones, for every taste. Plus, there are plugins that let you browse and install dozens of free templates right inside WordPress. But for this lesson, I want us to start with something as simple and clear as possible. Go to Plugins, Add Plugin. In the search box, type Super Blank. Find the plugin by Tyler Moore. Click Install Now, then Activate. After activation, you'll be redirected straight to the plugin page. Next, just click Start Here. You'll see a welcome message. The plugin says, I'm about to erase everything and make things beautiful. Agree and click Let's do this. Wait a minute and done. Here's what happened. It completely cleaned the site from all unnecessary stuff. Installed the theme, installed the required plugins, and added a starter template for us to practice with. Yeah, ideally you could have installed it at the very beginning so you wouldn't waste time cleaning manually. But I showed you how to do that yourself, just in case you'll need it. That's it. Now we have a clean, ready to go setup. Installing a backup plugin. Sometimes things can go wrong. A theme breaks, a plugin conflicts, or you accidentally delete an important page. To avoid pulling your hair out later, let's set up site backups. In the sidebar, go to Plugins, then Add New. In the search box at the top right, type Backup. From the list, find WP Vivid Backup Plugin. It's simple and easy to use. Click Install Now. Wait a few seconds, then activate. After activation, you will land on the plugin's settings page. Don't worry, it's straightforward. Click the big blue button Backup Now. The plugin will start saving your sites. This will take a little time. When the process finishes, you'll see a list of backups at the bottom. If you don't see the list, click Scan Backup Directory, and the backups will appear. How to restore your site from a backup. In the sidebar, select WP Vivid. Find the backup you want. Then click Restore. Your site will revert to the state it was in when that backup was created. Tip: make backups as often as possible, especially before installing new plugins or themes. And most importantly, don't be afraid to experiment. In the worst case, you can always delete the site and start fresh. How to completely delete your site and start over. If you've already installed Super Blank, you can always start fresh right from it. We've done that before. But there's another way that comes in handy if you need to completely remove WordPress along with your site and start all over. Go to the hosting your website. Log into My Accounts. Go to the Websites tab. Find your site in the list. To the right of it, click the three dots menu. From the drop-down, select Delete. That's it. Your site and WordPress are completely deleted. Now you can click Add a Website again, choose WordPress, and go through the familiar setup wizard. Tip: try this method after the lesson. You'll see that restarting your site from scratch is easier than it seems. Setting your site name. Let's go back to the WordPress admin panel. After installing the Super Blank plugin, the site automatically changed to Logo. Let's fix that. In the sidebar, go to Settings, then General. In the site title field, enter your site's name. This name will appear in the header and the browser tab. I'm typing Nordic Attire. In the tagline field, write a short description or slogan for your site. This helps visitors and search engines understand what your site is about. Scroll down and click Save Changes. Done. Now your site has its own name and description. Template and dashboard overview. Now let's finally take a look at how your site looks. To do this, simply click on the site name up here at the top. And here it is. This is exactly how your site looks like right now to all visitors. Using the site menu, you can go to any page. It currently has Home, About, and Contact pages. Feel free to explore and then come back to the homepage. Now, let's quickly check out the top part of the admin bar. You'll see some new items. Customize, quick access to the site customization mode. Here you can change the look, header, footer, colors, fonts, and much more. It's handy for tweaking the design without leaving the admin area. Edit page opens the standard WordPress editor for this page. Use it if you want to edit text, images, or the page structure without using a page builder like Elementor. Edit with Elementor launches the Elementor visual editor where you can change everything live. Drag and drop blocks, change background, buttons, fonts, and see the result immediately. This will be your main tool for beautiful and flexible editing. Our page consists of a header and footer. Usually, these blocks repeat on all pages of the site. We'll edit them using the Customize panel. Everything between the header and footer is the content of the page, and we'll edit it with Elementor. Before we move on, I want to make a small change to the site header. Go to Customize, then Header, then Transparent Header. Toggle Enable on Complete Website. This will make our menu transparent on all pages. Click Publish to save the changes. Click the X in the top left corner to exit the editor. What makes up a page? Let's start editing the content of the homepage. Click Edit with Elementor. The editor will open where we will change the look of our site's pages. A welcome window from Elementor will appear. Just close it to get started. Before we continue, let's talk a bit about what a website page actually consists of. You already know that domain and hosting, that's the address and place where the site lives. Theme, this is the site's style and design. Plugins, these are like apps for your site. Menu, this is the table of contents. It helps you move from one page to another. And pages, these are like book chapters. Home, about, contact, each tells its own story. Now, the page itself consists of containers. If you look to the right at the site structure, you'll see that there are 6 containers on this page. But what exactly is a container? Imagine you have folders on your computer. Inside the folders are files, music, videos, pictures. Sometimes folders have other folders inside them. A container is just like a folder, but on your website. Each section of the page is a separate container. For example, the site header is one container. The Our Services block is another. Testimonials is a third. Inside the container are elements, headings, text, buttons, images. These are like files inside a folder. Sometimes one container can be nested inside another, like a folder inside a folder. This is useful, for example, when you want to make 3 columns inside one block. You can customize a container separately. You can set a colored background, a picture, or even a video. The elements inside stay in place but display over the new background. As you can see, it's not complicated. So let's get editing. If you hover over a page block and click the button in the middle, you select the container. You can also do this in the site structure menu. Just click the container you want. It will highlight. This panel can be moved around the page, closed by clicking the X, and reopened by clicking the structure icon in the top left corner of the Elementor menu. With the structure panel, you can open or close all containers, hide any container from the site, and if you right-click, you'll see extra actions: duplicate, delete, save as template, and more. Oops, I just accidentally deleted the hero section container. But don't worry, as long as we're in the editor and haven't clicked publish, changes are not saved yet. To undo a deletion, you can press Ctrl+Z or go to Elementor's menu in the top left corner, select History, and go back a few steps. Editing the hero section. Alright, let's start by editing the hero section of our page. This is the most prominent part of the site, the very first thing visitors see. In this block, I want to change the text, the fonts, the button, the background image, and even add a subtle animation for how the elements appear. Background. Let's start by changing the background image. First, select the container. The editing menu will appear on the left. It has 3 tabs. Layout controls the positioning and structure. Style controls appearance, background colors, fonts. Advanced controls spacing, animations, and more. Go to the Style tab. Click on the image in the background section. This opens the site's media library. Here you can upload your own images and use previously uploaded files anytime without uploading them again. For our task, I'll upload some prepared images. I simply drag and drop them all at once into the media library window. After a short wait, they'll upload and become available to use. Now I'll select the image and click Select. The background is ready. I want the image to stay fixed in place instead of scrolling with the page. It looks cooler that way. To do this, select the Hero section container again, go to the Style tab, scroll down to the Attachment option, and choose Fixed. I also want to change the image position. So I go to Position and select Bottom Center from the dropdown. I want to slightly darken the background so that the white text in this section is easier to read and doesn't get lost on the image. To do this, I go to Background Overlay. In the background type setting, I choose Classic. Now, in the color option, I select Black and set the opacity to 0.5. Now, I want to change the height of the container. To do this, I go to the Layout tab and find the Min Height setting. Here, I set the value to 100. To make sure everything looks just right, let's temporarily hide the left menu. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. The container now takes up the full height and the section looks more impressive. The last thing I want to do at this stage is reduce the gaps between the elements inside the container. To do that, I scroll down a bit in the settings and lower the gaps value to 5. Now, the elements are closer together and the whole layout looks more cohesive and neat. Adding new text. Now, let's add some new text. First, I'll delete the extra heading. Just hover over it, right-click, and choose Delete. Done. Next, I select the main heading of this section. In the left menu that opens, I type Clothing Inspired by the North. It's a bit long and I want to break the text into 2 lines. If you just press Enter, it won't work, but there are 2 ways to do this. Method number 1, manually add a small HTML tag, BR, exactly where you want the break. I put the BR here, and the text neatly moves to the next line. Method number 2, easier. Remove the BR tag, then select the text right on the page, add the spot you want the break, and press Enter. Elementor will insert the tag for you automatically. Use whichever method you find easier. Now, I'll align the heading to the left. To do this, I go to the Style tab and choose Left Align. I'll also change the text color to white here. Next, I want to change the fonts. Under Typography, I click the pencil icon. Here you can adjust all text settings. I search for Bebas and select it. Set the size to 90 pixels, set the weight to normal, and set the line height to 90 pixels as well. I like how it looks. Now, let's edit the text below the heading. I don't like how this element looks on the page, so I delete it completely. After deleting, the left panel with elements appears. You can open it anytime by clicking the plus at the top. From this panel, I drag the text editor element into the spot where the block was removed. I write simplicity, durability, character. I align it left as well and change the text color to white. Now, for the font, I click the pencil icon and set size 20 pixels, line height 15 pixels, paragraph spacing 50 pixels. Done. Now both the heading and subheading look harmonious, with a consistent style but different emphasis. The button. Now let's work on the button. I click on it and type Explore Collection into the text field. Then I align the button to the left, so it matches the style of the heading and subheading. Next, we'll make the button transparent. I go to the Style settings and under Background Type, I remove the fill color so the background becomes completely transparent. Now, let's style the border. Under Border Type, I select Solid. That's a regular solid line. I increase the border width to 2 to make the border more visible. For the border color, I pick white. This way, the border stands out nicely on our darkened background. I don't like rounded corners here. I want a sharp, clear shape. So in border radius, I set it to 0, and the button becomes perfectly rectangular. Adding animation. Now let's bring this section to life with a subtle entrance animation. We'll start with the heading. I select it, go to the Advanced tab, and scroll down to Motion Effects. Under Entrance Animation, I pick Fade In, a smooth fade effect. I set the animation duration to fast so it appears quickly without dragging out. Now I'll do the same for the text below the heading. Also fade in, but this time the duration is slow, so it appears a bit more gently and smoothly. Next, the button. Here I also choose fade in and slow. Plus, in animation delay, I enter 200. This means the button will appear 0.2 seconds after the text, creating a nice sequential effect. Done! Now everything looks dynamic, but not overwhelming. To publish the changes, I click the eye icon, preview, open the site in a new tab, refresh the page, and watch the animation again. Yep, exactly what I wanted. Smooth and sequential, looking stylish. Adjusting content width in site settings. Now, I want to get rid of those side margins on the edges of the screen. I want the page elements and the header to line up roughly on the same level. So let's go back to the editor, open the Site Settings tab, and then scroll down to Layout. Under Content Width, I switch the unit to Viewport Width and set the value to 77. Hit Save Changes. Let's check how it looks. Yep, just what I wanted. Editing the Statistics section. Now let's fill in the Statistics section. This container has 3 nested containers, each with a headline and some text inside. It's simple. We've done this before. First, let's update the content inside the first container. We won't touch the numbers in the headlines, just change the text. Select the text and replace it with Customers Recommend Us. Next container, select the text and replace it with Returning Customers. Last container, select the text and replace it with Orders Shipped Within 48 Hours. Great, but I don't like how this text wrapped to a new line. Let's fix the width. Go to Advanced, find Width, and set the value to 265. Perfect. Now, I want the container with the text 95% customers recommend us to be the last one. To do that, I'll simply drag it down in the structure panel like this, and I'll move the container with 90% orders shipped within 48 hours to the very beginning. Editing the Services section. Now, let's move on to the next section on the page. The Services section. This section has one main container with a heading and another container inside it, which holds 3 smaller containers. Each of these 3 blocks contains an image, a heading, some text, and a button. Let's start with the section heading. Select the heading and change the text to What We Offer. Next, go to the left container. First, select the image. From the images we uploaded earlier, I'll pick this one. I want to adjust the height of the image block a bit, so switch to the Style tab and set the height. I also want to tweak the position of the image inside the block. Under Object Position, choose Bottom Center. Now, let's update the container heading. Change the text to Nordic Knitwear. For the text below the heading, select it and replace it with Timeless Warmth with Traditional Scandinavian Patterns. Moving on to the button, change its text to Learn More. To make the button's corners sharp, go to the Style tab and set the border radius to 0. That's it for this container. But I don't want to repeat these steps from scratch for the other containers. Instead, I'll duplicate this one. Right-click the container and choose Duplicate. Then, do it again to create 2 copies. Now, delete the empty containers left over by right-clicking and selecting Delete. Same for the neighboring empty block. This way, we save some time and just need to update the content in the copied containers. Now, let's move to the middle container. Select the image block. Upload a new photo. I'll pick this one and hit Select. Change the heading to All Weather Outwear. Update the text below to Outwear designed to withstand northern winds and snow. Finally, for the last container, change the image to this one. Change the heading to Essential Accessories. Replace the text below with hats, gloves, and scarves that complete your winter look. Perfect. The services section is done, and I really like how it looks now. Editing the About section. Now, let's work on the About section. We'll start with the image. You already know how to do this, so let's just select the image you want. I'll go with this one and hit select. Next, move to the heading. Select it and change the text to Our Story. For the text below, I've already prepared my version. I'll just copy and paste it here. Done. Now, let's fix the button. First, change the button text. Select the button and type Read More. Great. But I want this button to look exactly like the one in the Previous Services section. To do that, let's go back there, find the button, right-click on it, and choose Copy. Return to our About section container. We won't paste the whole button, just the styles we copied. Right-click on the button you want to style and choose Paste Style. Perfect. Now the button looks just right. Let me also show you how to link this button. Go to the Content tab. In the link field, you can paste a URL to any website on the internet or link to any page within your own site. Let's link the button to the About page. Start typing the page name. Select the right one from the drop-down and the link will be set automatically. Awesome. Now publish your changes. Try clicking the button. Yep, it works perfectly. Editing the testimonial and contact sections. Next up are the testimonial section and the contact section. But this time, I want you to try editing them yourself to help you get rid of any fear or hesitation. Trust me, there is nothing new here, just the same steps. Change the text, replace the images, copy and paste the button style, set the link for the contact page button. Meanwhile, I'll do my edits behind the scenes so you can check your work later. Here is what I ended up with. I replaced all the text and images, and for the contact section button, I set a link to the contact page. The button style matches the hero section's button, done via copy-paste style. For the contact section image, I used the same style settings as in the hero section. This keeps the design clean and consistent. Editing the page for mobile devices. Now, let's make sure our page looks great on tablets and smartphones. In Elementor, use the top toolbar to switch to the device you want to edit. Let's start with the smartphone view. You'll notice that some elements in the hero section have shifted a bit. That's totally normal. We'll fix it manually. Don't worry, these changes will only apply to smartphones. Other devices won't be affected. Select the container. Go to the Layout tab and set the minimum height to 100. Now, the heading. Center align it. Reduce the font size to 50. Lower the line height to 1. Next, the text below the heading. Also center align it. Decrease the font size to 15. Now, the button. Position it in the center of the screen. Next, let's move to the statistics section. I want this section to be completely hidden on mobile devices. Select its container. Go to the Advanced tab. Scroll down to Responsive Settings. Check the box for Hide on Mobile Portrait. You'll see a note explaining that responsive visibility only applies in preview mode or on the live site, not while editing in Elementor. So just close the left menu to check how it looks. Perfect. The block is now hidden on smartphones. Now, switch to tablet view. Everything looks good here, so no changes needed. Click Publish to save all your changes. Saving a section as a template. Now, I'll show you how to save a block you've already created as a template, so you can easily reuse it anywhere on your site. First, decide which block you want to save. I'll pick the Hero section. Hover your mouse over the Hero section container. Right-click it. In the menu that appears, choose Save as Template. A new window will open with a field to name your template. Let's call it Hero Section. Great. Now this block is saved and available as a separate template. Later, you can insert it anywhere on your site, saving time on setting it up again. But first, I'll show you how to create a new page. If you haven't saved your changes yet, do it now. Then click the eye icon to open your site. You can close the editor for now. We'll come back to it later. Now, let's create a new page on your site. Hover over the top admin bar on the New menu, and from the drop-down, select Page. In the window that opens, enter the title for your new page. I'll call it Collection. Publish your changes. Adding a page template. Now, let's choose a ready-made template for this page. Click Edit with Elementor. You'll see a blank page. Click the super blank icon here, go to the Pages tab, and just pick any template you like visually. I'll choose this one from the Services category. The page template loads. Now you can edit it just like before. Change titles, fonts, images, colors, buttons, and background. I'm sure you can handle that on your own, but I want to show you how to add our Save Hero section template to this page. Find the container where you want to insert the template. Click the plus icon next to it, then click the folder icon. The Elementor Templates window will open. You can use their templates too, but we'll go to the Templates tab. Pick our Hero section and click Insert. After a few seconds, you'll see the template added to the page. Now, let's tweak it a bit. First, delete the unwanted gray block. Right-click the container and choose Delete. Great. Back to the Hero section. Delete the text below the heading and the button. Done. Now change the heading content. I'll just write Collection and center the text. Next, change the container height. Select the container and set min height to 80. Let's make the background a video. Go to Style, choose Background Type, and click the camera icon. Here, just paste a YouTube video link. Nice. Looks pretty good already. Publish the page and open your site in a new tab to see how it looks now. Adding a new page to the site menu. Not bad, but now it's time to update the header and footer. Let's open Customize again. First, let's add our new page to the site menu. Go to Menus and select Primary. Click Add Items and find our new page. Now place it between About and Contacts. Just drag it up, keeping it close to the left edge so it doesn't accidentally become a submenu, like this. If it doesn't work the first time, no worries. Just grab it again and try once more. Great. Now scroll down and enable Automatically Add New Top-Level Pages to this menu. Okay, now go back and do the same for the footer menu. Add the page, move it between About and Contact, and enable automatic adding for this menu too. Now, publish the changes and return to the main menu. As you can see, our new page is now added to the site menu. Now, let's edit the header. Click on Header to open the Customization menu. First, let's change the header presets. Click the little pencil icon, and I'll pick this preset right here. Setting up the logo. Now, let's set up the logo. Go to Site Title and Logo and click Select Logo. Choose your logo and hit Select. A cropping window pops up, but we will skip this step by clicking Skip Cropping. Scroll down and change the logo size to 50. Next, hide the site title on all devices. Great. Now, let's change the logo color. Scroll back up and switch to the Design tab. Under Logo Color, set the color to white. Finally, publish the changes. Now, let's go back and select Primary Menu. Switch to the Design tab and change the menu hover style. I'll pick Zoom In. Scroll down to Menu Color and under Text/Link, change the menu text color to white. Publish the changes and check the results. To do that, just click the X icon in the top left corner. Looks great, but there's more. Next, let's edit the right side of the header. Go again to Customize, then Header. I want to show you the panel in the bottom right. It's simple. When you click an element there, you immediately open the editing menu for that header element, logo, menu, and two new items. HTML1, which controls the login link, and button, which controls the sign up button. In this editor, you can rearrange elements or add new ones by clicking the plus icon. You can even create multi-level headers by placing elements on different levels. All right, let's change the styles of the remaining elements. Start with Login. Select the elements, and the Settings panel opens on the left. Go to the Design tab and set the font size to 18 pixels. Now select the button and go to Design as well. Change the text color and border color to white. Set the background color on hover to transparent. Also, remove the rounded corners by setting border radius to 0. That's it. Publish the changes and see how it looks. editing the site footer. Now, let's edit the site footer. Go to Customize, then Footer. Delete the logo elements. Move the copyright element into its place. Click the gear icon and change the number of columns to 2. Perfect. Click on Copyright and enter your own text. I'll write Copyright 2025 Nordic Attire. Changing the site icon. Great. The last thing left to do is change the site icon. Go back to the main menu and open Site Identity. In the Site Icon section, select our logo as the icon. Skip cropping the image. Now, you will see our icon appear in the Browser tab. Publish the changes and exit the customizer. Yeah, I like how it turned out. Of course, this is far from the final step. There's still a lot of fine-tuning, content optimization, and experimenting ahead. But by now, you already know enough to stop being afraid of WordPress. Now you understand how a website works from the inside, you know how to create pages, edit blocks, add templates, change the design, set up responsive layouts, and work with menus. The main thing to remember: don't be afraid to break things. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to start over. That's how a real experience is made. And now, go create a website that will inspire not only others, but yourself too. Quick reminder, if you use the link in the description, you can get 4 months of Hostinger for just $2.99. And with a 4-year plan, save up to 70%. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next world-class tutorial.